Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves lately. The student protests in Jharkhand, India. And what really caught my attention? Rahul Gandhi's take on it. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say this. Student protests are never just about what's written on a banner. They're a mirror to deeper systemic issues. So when Rahul Gandhi says, every government should listen to students, it's not just a soundbite. It's a call to address something much bigger. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is the timing. Why now? And why Jharkhand? First off, let's set the stage. Jharkhand has been boiling over with protests against alleged irregularities in recruitment exams. Students and job aspirants have been on the streets for weeks, demanding transparency and accountability. 6 of them even went on a hunger strike. That's not just a protest, that's desperation. And here's where it gets even more layered. The Congress is part of the ruling coalition in Jharkhand. So when Rahul Gandhi, a key opposition leader, speaks up, it's not just about supporting students, it's about walking a political tightrope. Now, Gandhi's statement itself is worth unpacking. He didn't just say, I support the protests. He went bigger. He said the education system has collapsed. Strong words, right? But here's the thing. He's not wrong. If you take a step back and think about it, the education system in India has been under scrutiny for years. It's unaffordable, it's outdated, and it's failing millions. What many people don't realize is that these protests aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a larger wave of discontent across the country. From NET paper leaks to fee hikes, students are saying enough is enough. What this really suggests is that the problem isn't just in Jharkhand, it's systemic. And that's why Gandhi's call for governments to listen feels so urgent. But here's where I have to pause and reflect. Is listening enough? Personally, I think the bigger question is what happens after the listening. Promises are easy to make, especially in politics. But concrete action? That's where things get tricky. Chief Minister Hemant Soren has said his government is taking the students' concerns seriously. And that's a start. But the proof will be in the follow-through. One thing that immediately stands out is the demand for an independent probe into the exam irregularities. The students want the CBI or a panel of retired judges to investigate. That's not just a demand, it's a vote of no confidence in the existing system. And honestly, I don't blame them. When trust in institutions erodes, people look for alternatives. This raises a deeper question. How did we get here? Why are students having to fight for fairness in something as basic as recruitment exams? From my perspective, this isn't just about exams or education. It's about opportunity. It's about a generation that's been promised a fair shot, but is being handed a rigged game instead. And that's why these protests matter. They're not just about Jharkhand. They're about every young person in India who's been told to work hard and dream big, only to find the system stacked against them. So where do we go from here? Gandhi's call for reform is a good starting point, but it's just that, a start. The real test will be in the actions that follow. Will the government actually overhaul the education system? Will there be transparency in recruitment processes? Or will this just be another chapter in the long history of unkept promises? As I wrap this up, I'm left with one thought. Student protests are often dismissed as temporary disruptions. But if you ask me, they're the canary in the coal mine. They're a warning sign that something fundamental is broken. And ignoring them? That's not just a political mistake. It's a societal one. So here's my question to you. What do you think? Are these protests a turning point? Or just another blip in the system? Let me know in the comments, I'm all ears.